This is Heartrepreneur Radio, maximizing your personal and business results by leading with your heart. With your host, Terri Levine. Listen every week as Terri tackles the topics that will help you become a successful heart-centered entrepreneur. Be sure to read the blog posts at www.heartrepreneur.com/blog. Come back often and add this show to your favorite RSS feed or subscribe in iTunes. You can also follow Terri on Twitter at MentorTerri and on Facebook.com/Heartrepreneur Terri Levine. And now here's Terri.
Here we are, Terri Levine here at Heartrepreneur Radio and TV, welcoming you back. We're glad that you're here. And we remind you that Heartrepreneur simply means you are doing business with heart. Three special words that we talk about all the time: integrity, transparency, and authenticity. It's the best way I know how to do business. It's not only helped me create 8 multi-million-dollar businesses of my own, but it's helped me do that for about 6,000 people. So if you're ready, we're ready to rock it out with you here at Heartrepreneur. My guest today is Alexis Jane. And Alexis is a mindset coach specifically for business owners, since we have mostly business owners here. And since I believe mindset is one of the most important things, I'm really excited to dance with her today. So welcome to the show, Alexis.
Thank you for having me here. It's very exciting.
Well, I'm excited to have you. I'm super excited to have you. So first of all, I'm always curious when I meet someone, how did they get into what they're doing? So what has your path been that led you down this road?
It's been a bit of a rocky path down this road, but I wouldn't change it for anything. I got married, had a little baby girl, and then 2 years into the marriage, wasn't feeling it. Then I think I had depression and anxiety and went on antidepressants, and I wasn't making the best choices in my life. Ended up leaving my husband, and on that journey went and saw counselors, psychologists, all the things, and I didn't find them helping me move forward. I found like I was staying stuck within my story and there was nothing propelling me forward. And then one day I was at mum's house and I was sitting on my computer going, I need something, give me something, find something. And I found life coaching. I was like, oh, what is this thing called life coaching? I didn't even know that it existed. And then down the rabbit hole I went into going to a personal development 2-day program, then ended up in a 7-day program not long after that. Heard about kinesiology, NLP, hypnosis, timeline, the whole thing. So I wanted to go learn all the things, and then ended up just life coaching. And then from life coaching, I found network marketing, started in network marketing for a little bit. And that's where I kind of got my real passion for business and understanding business better. And then moved into working more with business women who just really light my soul on fire, and watching them go from inconsistent months to having rock star months consistently and working less and having so much more fun in their life.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Well, first I want to thank you for being so transparent and sharing your journey. I really appreciate that. You know, it's so interesting. Like every time I talk to people who get into coaching, it's like we've stumbled upon this magical thing. You know, my story is, 27 years ago now. I was just fed up. I was president of a national healthcare company, just fed up. Didn't want to do it anymore. Just really wasn't digging it. And went to a conference that was all about improving your life. I felt like that's what I needed. And sitting next to me on the airplane, I'm just chit-chatting and, what do you do? And this woman goes, I'm a coach. And I didn't know anything. So I go, what team, what kind of sport? And she started laughing. And she said, right. I mean, I was back then, hardly anybody talked about it. She said, well, I'm a business coach. I'm a life coach. And I'm like, what? And in that quick 30-minute flight, she described what she did. I knew, like it spoke to me. I knew I was supposed to do this. I instantly went online. Like that evening, I was online at the conference. I enrolled in a coach training program. And shortly after that, I left my corporate position to do this. So, I always find it interesting how it comes to us and it appears at this time in our lives. It's so perfect and beautiful. Well, you and I have something very similar in common, which is why I'm so excited to have you here on the show. I believe that mindset is the first step in growing a business. And so many times when I have new client family member, they're like, what are the strategies and tactics I need to use to go get more clients? And I'm like, well, first we're going to work on your mindset. They're like, what? Like, it's an inner game. I'm a clinical psychologist. I'm also a life coach and a business strategist. We start with the inside. And just to share a quick story, I have a new client. She's a doctor of audiology. Friday was her 14th day with me. Her first week, she got 4 client family members, but all I did for 3 days was help her hear. I didn't do anything else but this, and everything changed. And then this week, she just posted in our group, she has 9 more patients. That's 11 patients in 2 weeks. She started with 0. And if you ask me the strategies and tactics, I will say, that's not what changed as much as this. Can you speak to that, Alexis?
Oh my goodness. So I've just signed on a new client and I've had 2 phone calls with her. And after the second call, I woke up in the morning because she's in Canada and I'm in Australia. I woke up in the morning going, oh my goodness, you won't believe it. I just signed my first client at $4,000. I was like, holy guacamole. She's never done online before. She was she worked in a dental practice beforehand.
Wow.
And then just before we jumped on this call, she just messaged me, said she's got another strategy call booked in, which no doubt I have no doubt that she will close that sale as well. And it's mind-blowing how fast things can shift and change dramatically by shifting your mindset. But not just the mindset, and this is what I want, one thing I love about you, it's all to do with dropping into your heart space. Dropping into the heart and really feeling and really knowing and understanding, because you need the heart and the head to connect with each other for you to be able to fully expand, to be able to attract all that you desire. And it's all about having that clarity as well. If you don't have clarity, there's no direction. So it doesn't matter what strategy or what plan you've got in place. If you don't know what you actually want and you don't know where you are to start with to where you're going, you kind of just throwing spaghetti at a dartboard.
If you have any challenges in your business and you want some business advice and help, we're here to do a customized blueprint to help you overcome your biggest business challenge. Send an email right now to Terri, Terri, at Terri Levine, Levine, and we will tell you how to get your customized business blueprint. We are truly here to help you. It's so true. It's funny because I talk about that too. I talk about the dartboard all the time. I talk to people, whether it's on LinkedIn or Facebook Messenger, or whether I'm doing a live and they're commenting, whatever it is, webinars. And it's so fascinating to me that they talk about tactics. It's like, oh, I'm going to start a blog. I have a podcast. Oh, I'm going on someone's webinar or telesummit or whatever it is. And I'm like, and why? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm going to try and get more prospects. I'm like, so what is your overall strategy? And they're like, well, I'm going to get more prospects. I'm like, no. Strategy is the end result you want someone to take. So just for our listeners and our viewers, just try on the difference between the two. A strategy is the overall objective. So like in my business, people go to tlwebinar.com, they watch a webinar. At the end, if they actually want to grow their business, they raise their hand and say, want some help. We call that reverse marketing. And then we help them. We don't do anything that doesn't simply drive people to the webinar all day, every day. We use tactics to get people to go to the webinar. It's not, I love the dartboard analogy. Tactics to me are just throwing darts and going, well, maybe this will stick. Well, that didn't work. Let me try this. Well, that didn't work. And that costs a lot of time, energy, and money. So do you agree with what I'm saying, or do you have anything to add? I'm curious.
So with my business, I've done a lot of organic stuff with attracting my clients. When I'm really super clear on what it is that I want, I go out and I just literally ask the universe and say, who needs my help right now? Guide me and direct me to the right platform, and start having conversations. And it's interesting. So today I was in a bit of a funk earlier today, and I was like, who can I help? Who do I need to reach out to? And a girlfriend messaged me, and we had the most beautiful, divine conversation. By the end of it, I was energized. I helped her in her business. She helped me just kind of shift, but she wasn't helping me shift. It was me helping her shift that helped me shift in my mindset. So I was sitting and thinking and being too much up in my head and not in my body, and I was feeling exhausted. And there was no need for me to feel exhausted. It was just that I was thinking and focusing on the wrong things. As soon as I shifted my focus to what it is that I actually truly wanted and desired, and what fills my cup up is helping others, it turned up within moments of me thinking, who can I help? And she sent me a message and said, hey, can we have a chat?
That's, to me, the exact focus that people are missing. When you focus on conversations and real conversations, and you'll notice, in my experience, just like you, I'm the same. I will go help someone just for the sake of helping, family, friends, someone on LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever it might be, just for the sake of helping. And that changes me. That changes my thinking and my feeling. And when someone says to you, wow, this conversation was valuable, or it was meaningful, or whatever it is, and I feel, they might not even say it, that I'm helping someone in the moment for the sake of helping them, no attachment to the outcome, no agenda, man, that changes everything.
It's magical. It does. It changes everything. I've just kicked off a 4-week program this morning, and I was asking the girls in the program, what do they want? And I was asking them lots of different questions. And one of the questions that I asked them, energetically, I got thrown back. I'm like, okay, who just said in their head, I can't do that? And there was like 3 of them that I said, put your hand up. And they're just like, what? And then I couldn't stop burping, because when I'm shifting energy, I start burping, and it was so funny. They're laughing their head off. They're like,
oh my God.
But they're like, I did. And I'm like, let's shift and clear that now. Let's really understand what it is that's going on for you, because we get so programmed. And this is one of the biggest things that's come up from a lot of my clients this week. I ask a question, their automatic response is, I don't know. I don't know. They're in this fear state of, if I say the wrong answer, I'm going to get in trouble. Or if I say what I actually truly deeply want, I'm going to be judged. But they're judging themselves, and they're creating that story within themselves. So asking quality conscious questions is something that I found really, really valuable with my clients, and getting them to do a brain dump to get all the noise out of their head, then asking themselves a really good conscious question that's going to help them whatever part of the day they're in. Whether I like them to do it in the morning, but throughout the day, if they're having a bit of a funky moment, get them to really focus on the questions that are going to propel them forward.
I love that. It's interesting, the quality of the questions and the more quantum questions that we ask, man, we can change our perspective. We can literally change our thinking. It was interesting to me, I guess it was about 2 or 3 months ago. I woke up one day and I just had very low energy. Normally, I bounce out of bed. I can't wait to get the day started. And the first thing I did was I sat with my journal and I just started asking myself some questions. And I got this incredible answer that I was kind of in a routine and I needed to change my routine. I thought, that's really interesting. So I did. I normally get up in the morning, I meditate, I do my breathing, I work out. I have this organized system. And I said, what if I just broke the system and I did something different? So I changed it up that day. That was the answer that I got. And it was amazing to me. Within 45 minutes, I not only had more energy, I had so much more clarity. And it was just from taking the time to say, Terri, stop for a minute, ask yourself some questions and see what the answers are. And I think when we have a sense of, I'm open and I'm willing to hear new answers, we can create more possibilities. Yeah?
Yeah. And slowing down. When you slow down, you can hear more things going on. So I thought I'd play with it over the weekend, and we went for a little drive, my mum and my sisters, down the coast. And I was feeling a little bit on edge around a few things. And I'm like, let go and let God. You've heard this a gazillion times, just let go and let God. I was like, okay, feel more joyful. And I was just having this wonderful conversation in my head. And then a past client reached out to me. Yeah. I was smiling and my sisters are like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Just having a wonderful conversation with myself. And a past client reached out and said, I need to start working with you again. I said, I was waiting for that message, but I needed you to figure that out. But it was my energy that I needed to shift as well. So if the things aren't showing up in your world that you want to be showing up right now, you need to tap into your energy to find out exactly where it is. And one thing that I talk to my clients about is you've got kinks in the hose. I need to unkink the hose so that the water can flow through. And that's how the abundance flows through into their experience, into their world, whether it's fun, happiness, love, joyfulness, whatever it is. It doesn't necessarily always have to be around clients and money, but it's about raising that vibration to attract a new friend into your world that becomes your best friend or a life partner, whatever that looks like.
Is your business struggling? You want more leads, you want to convert leads more easily, you want more revenues, more profits. Whatever your biggest business challenge is, we're here to help you. We have a proprietary proven process that's guaranteed here at Heartrepreneur to help you increase your revenues and profits. And we have the ability to help you overcome your biggest business challenge. Simply send us an email to Terri, Terri, at Terri Levine, Levine.com, and we will show you how we can help you overcome your biggest business problem by doing a customized blueprint just for you. Whatever your problem or challenge is, stop struggling, stop the frustration. Let us help you so that you can have more money, more freedom, and more free time in your business. Do it now. Send the email now.
So well said. And I want to make a point for the audience. Sometimes people go, oh, this talk is so woo-woo. It's actually not woo-woo. I feel like I'm a very grounded, logical person, not just because I'm a clinical psychologist, but truly because I understand mindset and I understand logic, like both hemispheres of the brain. And I can tell you that they have to work together. So while this may sound a little woo-woo to some folks, I want you to really understand it is absolutely true from a psychological point of view that thoughts do create our experience. It's not woo-woo, it's not law of attraction, it's actually true. It's factually, scientifically true. So if you're in a funk, do you really expect people to come along and hire you? The answer to that is definitely no. I can tell you from 43 years of doing this, the answer is no. When I'm feeling my best and I'm in the moment and I'm so excited about helping other people and making a difference here on the planet, the prospects just flow in and keep raising their hands. So no matter what you do, whether you're in your own business, whether you're a salesperson, whether you're network marketing, whether you're a corporation, everything has to do with what is happening on the inside. So I'm really curious, Alexis, tell us who's the best client type for you? So if people are listening and watching, they're like, wow, how do I connect? And tell them the best way to connect with you, please.
So my ideal client is someone who's working in corporate and they've got a passion project or a side hustle, whatever they like to call it, or they're just about to leap from corporate into their business and want to go full time and be the boss of their life, be the CEO and take full control of what they want to do in their world. And I love working with the heart-centered people and women who are in the health and fitness industry, health coaches. I love working with health coaches. That's kind of a lot of my clients at the moment. I kind of just organically started to attract a lot of those into my experience. My background's personal training, so I love the health and the gut and the brain and how that all interconnects with themselves. The best way to connect with me is on Facebook. My Facebook handle is Alexis Jane, or on Instagram at the Alexis Jane _.
Beautiful. Thank you. It's interesting because you're talking about health and fitness. I think it was a few weeks ago, I was just looking at what are the different industries that my clients are in. So because I've been at this a long time with over 6,000 clients, we tracked that I've done 444 different industries, which is it's kind of absurd. I've been around a while. And I just noticed that about 42% of my client family members are in some form of health and wellness. It could be, fitness. It could be a dermatologist. It could be a chiropractor, naturopath, a healer. And I'm like, that's really fascinating. I think that it is very similar to you. It is because I personally care so much about taking care of my body and the health and wellness and what I eat and what I drink and how I move, that there's a natural attraction, like attracts like, right? So it's very interesting to me whenever people say to me, new clients, I don't know who I'm supposed to be working with. Well, what is it that's important in your life? Because that'll be important in your clients' lives, and that's a match. What do you think about that?
Definitely. So when I get my clients to write down who their ideal client is or business partner, whatever industry they're in, who I'm working with, like, oh, I don't know. And I said, let me give you a hint. It's you. You want to work with you. I'm like, what? I'm like, every attribute that you have, you want to work with you. And one of my favorite exercises I get my clients to do is write down a huge list of the person that they want to be attracting into their world, and then go through that list and have a look at it where they're not showing up fully as that person, and circle it and start showing up as more confident, showing up more excited, showing up more driven, whatever that looks like. Or if it's leadership they want more of. So where can they start becoming more of a leader within their own life and leading others? So once they start doing that, they're like, seriously, overnight, someone's just turned up in my world that I spoke to a year ago and I haven't even thought about them. I'm like, I know, right? It's like magic, because you've tuned into their vibration and they've tuned into yours and you've risen yours. So you're on the same path again.
That is so well said. So well said. So if someone is watching or listening and they're really struggling in their business right now, it's like, oh, they don't have enough of ideal prospects showing up, or those people aren't converting and buying from them, or they're only buying if they're low price. Give us one piece of advice that someone can do or someone can implement.
The one advice that I would give is, where are you showing up as that? Mm-hmm. So if you're scared to invest money into a high ticket, well, that's where this person's not showing up and wanting to invest into a high ticket. So it's really, as you've said, and we've been talking about the whole show, is it's all us, and it's all everything inside of us. So we always have to look at us first. So if things aren't happening on the external world, we have to figure out what's going on inside of us for it to not be converting or showing up for us.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. So the message that we're really putting out for everyone to get is that you do need to work on your mindset. And this may be surprising to people. Yes, I have a degree in positive psychology and I'm a clinical psychologist. I have 5 different certifications in life coaching. I'm a business strategist, blah, blah, blah. All of that is immaterial. Since I'm about 21, and I'm way older than that now, I have had someone in my life who plays the role of, quote, a life coach or a mindset coach. I have someone today. Why? I'm human just like everyone else. And while I could be going along in this amazing way, all of a sudden something happens in life and I'm not quite feeling at my ultimate best. It's very difficult to coach yourself out of that. So I highly endorse and recommend for all human beings on the planet, I think we should start this as a young age, have someone to help with mindset. And from what I've heard here today, and I knew way before we started this chat, I knew Alexis was a great person. I knew she was heart-based. I knew she could really help you with mindset. I knew she was practical at the same time. So will you tell folks again how they can connect with you? Because I really want people to understand mindset is really necessary in your life, in your business, in your leadership skills, and whatever it is that you're doing out there in the world. If you're looking for help, I'm going to endorse Alexis here and now.
Oh, thank you so much. And I agree. I think that everyone needs to be working with someone, because even when we're at our best, we still miss things that we're not doing or showing up as, where our coach can help us see and dig deeper within ourselves. So the best way to get in contact with me is Alexis Jane on Facebook, or on Instagram at @thealexisjane_.
You have just been an absolute delight. You've given so much value, and I'm really glad you and I are connected now. And I want to really thank you for taking some time to be here with us today at Heartrepreneur Radio and TV.
You're so very welcome. Thanks for having me. It's been super fun.
Yeah, it has been fun. And for the audience, we hope it's been fun for you too. And then I want you to ask yourself, so what am I going to apply? Otherwise, you've just had some more shelf help, right? Shelf help. That's like when you go to a seminar, workshop, virtually or in person, you get some information, and you go, that was awesome, and you put it on the shelf and you do nothing with it. We're here to help you transform and to really change your business and change your life. And the biggest point, I think, the takeaway from today is it's an inner game. It's an inner game. It's a mindset, and mindset literally makes all the difference. I'm going to just tell one quick personal story around mindset. So about a month and a half ago, I don't know why, all of a sudden, I could not stop eating. I was eating healthy food, but I was definitely overeating, way more than I normally eat. And I waited about a month to get on the scale because I just knew the scale was going up, right? So you put it off. I got on the scale and I was 5 pounds heavier than my ideal weight. And for about 3 days, I did nothing about it. I was very conscious of it. It kept buzzing in the background. And then all of a sudden, I did sit down and I wrote some questions and I thought about the answers and I got the answer. And then I made a quick decision to change my mindset, not to change my eating, to change my mindset. So for the last 9 days, changing my mindset, not only did I get the weight off, but I've really made an internal change where I don't have to sit going, what am I eating and why am I eating so much? Literally, it's just mindset. And I'll share my tip with you. Right before I eat something, I literally say to myself, okay, be mindful of what you're eating. That's all I say. Be mindful of what you're eating. And as I'm eating it, if I'm not enjoying it, I stop. And if I want a little bit more, I allow myself. It's a pretty simple, easy thing to do. How can you translate that in your business and your life? That's a tip that I want to leave you with today. And finally, for our listeners and for Alexis, if you haven't yet joined our Facebook group, Heartrepreneurs with Terri Levine, I invite you to do so. Heartrepreneurs are in there doing business together every single day, and we'd love to have your voice and your contribution. Thanks again for tuning in. If you happen to be watching this on iTunes, we love your 5 stars. We love your reviews. And if you're not watching it there, you're watching it somewhere else, please feel free to share the show. Our entire job here is to help others. Again, thanks for tuning in here today at Heartrepreneur Radio and TV. Bye now.
You've been listening to Heartrepreneur Radio, maximizing your personal and business results by leading with your heart with your host, Terri Levine. This show is produced every week for your enjoyment and education. To make sure you never miss a single show, add us to your favorite RSS feed or subscribe in iTunes. You can also read Terri's latest blog posts at www.heartrepreneur.com/blog or follow Terri on Twitter at MentorTerri and on Facebook.com/Heartrepreneur Terri Levine. Your questions and comments are always welcome and appreciated. Send them to Terri on either Facebook or Twitter. Thank you for listening.